Happy Sunday to you all. This is the last Christmas card tutorial idea before the big day, December 25th. I will be using embossing folders, ribbon to create this Christmas card. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos that I will be bringing every Sunday. So let's dig in. And to start off, I do have my base, which is 8.5 by 11, and my two card layers, which I'm going to trim down. I do have two embossing folders that I'm going to work with, and of course I do have black and red ribbon because I'm trying to tie in everything into the Christmas theme. I have my liquid glue, of course my corner punch, just to round off the corners if I choose to, my reverse tweezers just in case I need that as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dig in. So I'm going to go ahead and make my 5 by 7 Christmas card. Now what I usually do is I just go ahead and fold over, just kind of make sure everything is lined up, and then use my bone and just kind of flatten it all up, make sure that everything is lined up really nicely. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and trim that down to the size that I need. That's the easiest way for me to do it, but if you do have any other way, then that's fine. So okay, so I'm going to go ahead, it's supposed to be 7, so I'm going to make sure everything is lined up. Okay, and then we have 5. I always find it easier to do it this way. Okay, all right, so here you have my 5 by 7 base. So we're going to set that aside, just right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut down my two card layers. This first layer, I'm just going to basically trim off the edges here. So since this is a 5 by 7, I'm just going to get it down just a smidge, not too much, because I want a bit of a thinner border. So I'm going to do like 6 3/4, if that makes sense. Okay, so that'll be 6 3/4. So make sure I got it measured. Let's see if that would work out. Let me see this, and this would be, I think I did make an error on this one, just bear with me. Yeah, I believe I did make an error on this one. Just to give me one moment. Let me see. Let me try it this way. 6 3/4. Hopefully I can redeem myself with this one. By 5. That'll be about 4 3/4. Let me see if that works. Okay, so I have this. Let's see. It did not quite do the trick, so I'm going to have to go ahead and redo this, because to be honest with you, sometimes I get messed up myself. But just give me a quick moment. Okay, let's get this fixed. Alright, so I really should have been cutting from this side for the length. So let's do this again. So since the card is 7 by 5 here, I'm going to go ahead and go like 6 3/4, because that's the longer side. And then let's trim it down to like 4 3/4, thereabout. Let's see if that's going to work. Okay, let's try it this time. Okay, so you see this is what I was aiming for. So the first time I kind of made a little error there. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead now and trim down the gold piece. So the gold piece is going to be a little smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it down again to 6.5 on the long side. Gotta get it right this time. And 4.75 on the short side. So let's go ahead and make sure we have what we need. Okay, so this is what I'm aiming for. So as you can see, it's right here. So now that I have my layers done, I'm just going to set the rest of the scrap aside for a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and get the embossing done. Now I'm actually going to emboss the gold piece. Again, most of the time, in fact every time I do those videos, I am doing it for the first time with you guys. So any errors, anything I make, it's part of it, because a lot of the videos we see, everybody is all professional and everything, and yes, they have gone through their share of mistakes before they do get to that point. So I'm basically going to be the one who's going to be the newbie on the block making mistakes, to show you that these things do happen while you're trying to get more comfortable with making cards. So I have this done, so let me go ahead and get the embossing folders. So the plan is I'm going to be halving each of halving the this piece here. So let me see, can do it this way. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the half of this one. Hopefully it will be half enough. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and half this way so you can see. So I'll do half here and then the other half with the other folder. Just want to make sure I have half of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our pieces together so that we can get embossing. So I've got my A plate, my B plate, and I'm going to place the folder on there. Oops, let me just try something else here. Give me one moment. And again, like I said, every card that I'm making, I think about it in my head, and then I go ahead and just do it with you guys for the first time. So I haven't practiced it and I haven't done anything different. So I just need you to feel comfortable and realize that you go through these things before you get to the point of being a professional. So it doesn't have to be just all nice and perfect. Okay, so I have gone through this here. I'm just gonna let it come out. So let's see how it is. Okay, so here's the first piece. Looks pretty. And let's do the other one. So now here has Merry Christmas. So what I might do is to just try to get it down to the point where we can put the Merry Christmas in. Maybe a little further like this. Maybe we can do it like that. So it can line up right on the top of the piece. Just bear with me. It's coming together. Okay, so I'm going to put it in like this, and then we can get the other half done. Okay, so A plate, B plate, folder in, and we're going to try to make sure it doesn't move as much as possible. Okay, I forgot this particular embossing folder can be a bit of a challenge. So let me try something else. I'm gonna try this. Just give me a moment. I'm trying to make sure I get everything lined up. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, some of the folders I did purchase them, you know, from overseas, and it can be a bit of a challenge. So yeah, this one is a little tight. So hang in there with me, guys. I do apologize for that. I am definitely going to go ahead and try another embossing folder so that we can see if it works. I have a couple there. Okay, we're going to try another one. So I'm going to try this embossing folder. It's a wider one, but hopefully we'll have better results on that one. Okay, keep your fingers crossed. Okay, there we go. Because we're not going to run it all the way through. We're going to kind of get it up to here and then come back. Because I don't want it to make... Alright, so let's see how this one worked out. Oh, isn't that pretty? Look at this. Look at this. This is just too pretty. Yeah, it worked out perfectly. So let's go ahead and put that aside, and let's go ahead and layer the card. And that's just an example. You can use any other embossing folders. It doesn't have to specifically be this one. But then I just kind of like the way we got a few ridges here and a few dots here. So in that way, it really looks nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get everything placed up here on this. I think I lost my... Okay. Let's go ahead and get this done. So I'm just going to just put a little bit of a glue on here. Let me see. I think I'll try the other side, so I can get a wider base, so you can see it's a lot wider. Okay. Right. Sometimes it's easier for me to stand up so I can eyeball this better. So you could do that if you want to. Because we want to make sure we can have everything. Okay, there we go. So this is the first. Now, what I've also decided to do, before I go ahead and mount this on here, I'm going to go ahead and just get 2 pieces of ribbon, red and black, just a thin ribbon, and just get it under the so let's kind of do this. Oops. Let's just make sure where it's going to sit. So when we put this over here, okay. So I'm just going to kind of crisscross it like that, just so that we could get this going. Okay. I'm going to apply that glue again. always like to make sure everything kind of stays together. So my glue on. Just go ahead and eyeball this again. Okay, stay right there. Let's make sure. Now with this glue, it's good because you could go ahead and shift the, do a little bit of shifting just to make sure that is where you need it to be. So far we have this. So with just plain and embossing folders, you can really get a pretty nice card. Make sure this, oops, hold on a second. Just want to get some of that, I think some of that glue kind of squeezed out. Okay. Again, I am doing this for the first time, so I had no practice. I just sat down here before and just said, okay, let me just grab this, grab that, grab this, that, grab that, and that's pretty much what I did. So this is by no means a pre-planned anything. Okay, just a second. Trying to get this to behave here for a minute. So I'm trying not to pull it too tight because I don't want it to pull at the gold. Okay, so we have that. Just going to angle it so it looks just nice. Let's see here. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just a little something. And what I'm going to do, let me put a bit of a heavier glue here, which is tacky glue, just so that this ribbon will not move too much. So I'm just going to put one here, and I'm going to put it right here. So we're going to let this dry here. Now, you could also, if you would like, maybe cut a piece of, like to put a sentiment on. You just want to, cut a piece of something if you wish to do that. So it's going to dry pretty much like this. And let's go ahead and see what we can do as far as adding a sentiment to that. So we have the green, black, and the gold. So let's go ahead and get maybe a piece of green so we can add a sentiment on there. Oh, I'm thinking, can we do black? No, we're going to use green. Green it is. Okay, so I think I'm going to use one of my little thingies. Let's see. Just going to use my ruler pretty much. Okay, to this. I like using my square because it allows me to cut straight. Okay. And then I will use my, make sure everything is straight. Let's see, did we get it? Try this again. Okay, there we go. So I'll fix that a little bit. Make sure this is still glued. Okay, and then we shall use perhaps, I think I'll use a piece of black under here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuck on. Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to eyeball this and just cut a bit of it there. Okay, so we have this. We have the black and the green. Just want to make sure it stays stuck here. And then I'm just going to go like this to the middle. And like that. Just gotta go here a little bit more. Okay, and you have this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and maybe this might be a little long if I set this on the hill like that, or maybe I can set it here, or maybe on the bottom. I could set it there too. Now I'm thinking this is just a little too long, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut it just a shorter. I think that's what I'll end up doing, fortunately. And I can just go ahead and just put the sentiment right here. So I can go ahead and put it right here. In that way, we have our sentiment in right in that space right there. Let me just fix this up a little bit. Okay, so let's get that stuck. Okay, so I'm gonna set it right here. So I'm going to set it right here, and in that way I will get the sentiment stamped on it in a moment. So while this get dried up, let me go ahead and get these things out of the way. So this is just an idea that you can use in order to get your sentiment done, and your an option for your Christmas card. So again, I have the green base, I have the black and the gold, and I just put just a little ribbon right there, you know because I can, really, because I think it just ties in with the Christmas theme. So this is just an idea of what you can do. Let me go ahead and do the last thing, which is to put the sentiment on so you can see the final product on that. Oops, sorry if I shook you a little bit. I was just trying to get to my stamps. So I think I am going to use this here. This should fit. No, that's too big. I need to look for one that does fit. Let's try Merry Christmas. Might work. There we go, perfect. So I do have a few of those stamps that I use, so that's exactly the one I shall use at this time. Okay, and I'm going to use my handy dandy tool that I love very much. I'm always afraid of those magnets. So I'm going to put, hopefully this will keep this stationary, but the magnet should help it stay. Okay, just maybe move it a little closer this way. Alright, there we go. And this is the We Are Memory Keepers Press Advance, pretty much. I love this one, the craft ink. It says washable, but I kind of like it. Okay, let's get this on. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so here you have it. Christmas card with embossing, ribbon, and here you have it. Just simple Christmas card. Oh, well, that's if you don't get your prints all over the gold part, but for the most part, yes, it is simple. And it's, you could write in it if you wish. You can stamp your own sentiment in it. You could even go on the computer, maybe find some words that you like to see, or type out some words, and then go ahead and cut it down. Let's say you can do the same 5x7, or you can cut it down to a 4x6 or whatever, and then you can stick it in here as well. So I hope this helps, and this again is the last of the few that I've done before. So again, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Thank you so very much for watching. I wish everyone a wonderful, happy and blessed Christmas season. Also, be safe, and just use this as an opportunity to be a blessing to someone else, whether it's a smile, whether it's just, however you wish. Once it's something that is going to bless someone else, definitely do so. So thank you so much once again for watching, and do have a fabulous holiday. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.